the lights dim, the crowd quiets, and for a split second, everything feels suspended in the air. But before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard a song that didn't just sound beautiful, but felt like it was telling your story? One that made you stop scrolling, sit back, and feel something real? Stay with us until the very end of this story, because what this 18-year-old does on the AGT stage doesn't just move the audience to tears, it leaves a message you won't forget. And if stories like this touch your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring more moments like this to you. Tyler Bennett stood alone at the edge of the America's Got Talent stage, his hands slightly trembling, his shoulders tight with nerves. At just 18 years old, he looked younger than most contestants who had ever faced those judges. His hair was neatly brushed, his clothes simple, nothing flashy, nothing screaming for attention. But his eyes told a different story. They carried weight. They carried memories. And they carried something unfinished. When Simon asked him why he chose to audition, Tyler hesitated. The pause wasn't awkward, it was heavy. He took a breath and shared that music had been his escape. Growing up, he wasn't the loud kid or the confident one. He was the kid who felt things deeply, the one who often stayed quiet while the world around him moved too fast. Music became the place where he could say what he never could out loud. Especially after losing someone who meant everything to him, someone whose absence still echoed in his daily life. The audience leaned in. You could feel it, the shift. This wasn't just another audition. This was personal. Tyler explained that the song he was about to sing, Imagine, blended with what could have been, represented two sides of his heart. One side that still dreamed of a better, kinder world, and another that mourned the future he never got to see. As he walked toward the microphone, the theater fell into a silence so deep it felt sacred. The first notes were soft. Almost fragile. Tyler's voice wasn't loud, but it didn't need to be. It was clear, emotional, and raw in a way that felt unfiltered. Every word landed gently, then stayed. When he sang about imagining no pain, no loss, no broken dreams, you could see audience members wiping their eyes already. Parents held their children a little tighter. Strangers reached for each other's hands. Then the shift happened. As what could have been flowed into the performance, Tyler's voice cracked, not from weakness, but from honesty. His control slipped just enough to remind everyone that this was real. This was an 18-year-old standing in front of the world, grieving, hoping, and healing all at once. He sang about the paths not taken, the moments that never came, and the love that never fades, even when someone is gone. The judges weren't judging anymore. Howie leaned forward, his face tense. Heidi's eyes filled with tears she didn't try to hide. Sophia pressed her hand to her chest, visibly moved. And Simon, known for his sharp words and tougher walls, looked down, blinking, fighting emotion. When Tyler reached the final note, he didn't overdo it. He didn't stretch it for drama. He let it end naturally, like a quiet goodbye. And for a moment, no one clapped. Not because they didn't want to, but because they needed a second to breathe. Then the room erupted. A standing ovation. Loud. Emotional. Genuine. Tyler covered his face, overwhelmed, as tears finally escaped. He hadn't just sung a song, he had shared his heart, and the audience felt honored to receive it. Simon spoke first, his voice softer than usual. He said that what Tyler had done was more than singing, it was storytelling. He told Tyler that performances like that remind people why music matters, especially in a world that often forgets to slow down and feel. The other judges echoed the sentiment, praising his courage, his vulnerability, and his ability to make millions feel less alone. Tyler smiled through tears, nodding as he thanked them. In that moment, he wasn't just an 18-year-old contestant anymore. He was a reminder that pain can be turned into purpose, that loss can give birth to beauty, and that even the quietest voices can echo the loudest. As Tyler walked off the stage, the audience still buzzing with emotion, one thing was clear: this performance would be remembered. Not because of flashy vocals or dramatic effects, but because it was honest. Because it was human. And maybe that's the real message here. We all have a what could have been. We all imagine a world where things turned out differently. But when we choose to share our stories instead of hiding them, we connect. We heal. We inspire. If Tyler Bennett could stand on that stage at 18, carrying his pain and turning it into something that moved an entire room to tears, then maybe there's hope for all of us to imagine again, to feel again, and to believe that our stories matter too. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us share more powerful, inspiring moments like this. And remember, sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is simply let the world hear your voice.